Hi everyone and welcome to another gear review with Ryan. This is my gear, I'm Ryan, roll the intro. So today I'm here with this lovely Dowina, what was this? The Vintage Series Caramel GACE. Basically, this is a limited run guitar, but it is a Ceres at heart. So the Ceres model is a spruce top with rosewood back and sides. And this one has Indian rosewood back and sides. So Dowina have been experimenting for a little while with finishes. Love it or hate it, this is one of their satin sunburst finishes, their caramel finishes. It was a limited run, there's not many of these produced. We had several of them and we were, I think, the only one in the UK that had this specific model. This is our last one left, but I thought I'd show you this one. If you don't like the finish, this is a Ceres. This is just a different coloured Ceres. So it's part of their Pantheon series. The Pantheon series are all handmade, all solid wood, made in Slovakia, and they come ordained with lovely little features. So that being said, let's move on to the pros.
The pros.
Okay, so the pros on this guitar, I'll just run through a few of the features of it because absolutely lovely. This one comes with gold-plated Goto machine heads, really nice smooth movement with ebony thumb knobs. I believe those ebony thumb knobs are made in-house. The faceplate is an Indian rosewood, but it's also got a maple cap underneath it, so you get this lovely little line that goes around underneath the faceplate. Got abalone D on the headstock for Dowina. The fingerboard does have abalone dots on this one. Some of them don't have markers at all or inlays. The side dots are made from hardwood. It's got mahogany neck with a wenge reinforcement stripe down it. And the binding is made from Padauk. Then you have an ebony maple ebony purfling. And this purfling is not only, it's not featured on the top, which, like this one, is only featured on the top. This is actually featured on the sides. And it's just such a lovely touch. The Padauk is a very red wood, and the ebony maple ebony just helps it really pop. And not only that, the heel is also ordained with these features with their lovely Dowina heel cap. The rosette here is also made from tonewoods. Sorry, I had to think of the word then. Got a lovely ebony fingerboard, like most of their guitars, ebony bridge, bone nut and saddle. Like I said before in another Dowina video, this one actually, all of the Dowinas have the bone nut shaped into the neck, so it just feels super comfortable and super nice. Ebony bridge pins, and this one also does have the LR Bags element system, and just a gorgeous back and side, super straight grain, really well matched, just like all of the Dowinas really. They've got a super eye, good quality eye for the woods that they use. And the wood choice for their models is just extraordinary. So, now we talked a bit about the pros, let's move on to the cons.
The cons.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier in this video, maybe this colour's not for you. Some people have loved it, some people not so much. Don't worry about that too much. This is just a Ceres model. They come in natural finishes similar to this lovely Bonavida I have beside me. But it is just an experiment and a limited run experiment that Dowina have been doing. So I applaud them for that. You've always got to keep things fresh and see what you can achieve as a company. So I actually love that from them. I personally really like it. I think it's like close to one of the kind of Gibson-esque tobacco bursts. So yeah, I personally really like that finish. As I said before in other videos, these are open pore finishes, so there is a lacquer on them, but it's just left open pore. they will change with the humidity, so be a bit cautious with that. If you live in a too dry environment or a too damp environment, you might notice that the setups will move and things will change. It's all to be expected, especially from solid wood and especially from open pore finishes. So just be a bit wary with that. Other than that, there's no real cons on these instruments. What I will say, this isn't actually a con, but if you do have a Dowina from the Pantheon series, look down the neck into the sound hole. You have an X brace here, and it will be signed by the person who made it. And if it's a Pantheon or a Master Series, they will all be hand-tuned tops. So they tap the top and thickness it to a certain pitch, and the same with the bracings. So this one's actually pitched to C sharp. Now it doesn't mean that it will sound great in C sharp, it just means that it's in perfect pitch. So it will, in theory, help the top to vibrate more if all the bracing and the top is tuned to an actual pitch. This is something that you see in like orchestral builds. So people that make violins and cellos, they actually tune their tops to a certain note on those. And if it's slightly off, then you just lose a bit of life and a bit of resonance. That's all it is. So if you imagine that a C is 450 hertz, but then you've made a top and it's 456 hertz, well, you just shave off a little bit more wood, get it down to the 450, and it will help the thing really sing when it's in certain keys. It's less about, it will sound great in C sharp because that's not a very used key. It just means that the whole thing is tuned before it's glued together, aiding in a better response. So all of the woods want to sing together in harmony. That's basically all it is. And it's a lovely, lovely practice to do. It's lovely to see them do it. And just watching them tap the woods away. They use oscilloscopes, just lovely bits of gear to make sure that these guitars resonate as well as possible. So, we've heard a little bit about them. I'm speaking quite quick. But yeah, let's move on to how they sound. Okay, so I'm all set up on the audio, and here is the sound samples, or the sound of this lovely Dowina Caramel. Made it warm up a little bit, but that was some of the sounds of the Dowina Caramel from the Vintage series, also known as the Dowina Ceres from the Pantheon series. If you like this video, like and subscribe. There'll be a lot more content coming your way. We're just starting on this journey, and hope you love it. See you in the next one.